think it's just to help with the police and make it, if there's any, they can't be there 24/7, so they need somebody to help them to let them know if there's anything untoward going on in the residential areas.
So you feel you're the eyes and ears of the police?
Yes.
In some way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And what sort of results have you had? I mean, how successful have you been, do you think?
Goodness.
Well, to be honest, it's only just started in this
we've only
area.
just started around here, haven't we?
But John did find out about somebody who was coming and charging the neighbours to clean out the gutter ends, and they can get it done for free, but these people were charging them. So they were being done out of the money was the old people.
So it isn't just about watching what's going on, it's about helping people
Yes.
protect them in many ways from anybody who might want to rip them off or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Give me a few examples of how, the kind of things that you think
Oh,
you can help
if any of them got any concerns with phone calls, people knocking, they'll ring me, I'll come round and I'll have a chat with them and sort out any problems they've got. It's the community thing though, isn't it? It is a community spirit, it's just basically looking out for each other.
And one Saturday we went up to the centre because the police had organised marking your electronic equipment and putting it on the internet on a special page. And then Joan arranged for Chris, one of the PCSOs, to come out and do it for the old property for the old people that couldn't get out, so that their property's safe. If it gets taken, they're marked.
And you're particularly concerned with some of the older residents, aren't you?
Well, on my area, yes. I mean, I'm literally covered by bungalows at the back and front of me. But like I said, it's mainly because they are vulnerable, and the kids and people on a scam aim for bungalows. It seems to be a major attraction, isn't it? When they come round trying to flog you stuff like fish the other week in a fish van. And the signs everywhere say no cold callers, but they will still try it. So I come out, or my husband will come out and say, look, the sign's up, they don't want to be disturbed, leave them alone. And you find that they don't seem to bother as much now. It seems to get around that there's no point going there because you just get told to go away.
How many people are signed up for the Neighbourhood Watch? How many people are aware of what it does and how it works?
Well, I know when I volunteered, before I was taken on, they'd put letters in everybody's door down my street to see what reaction, and we weren't expecting a big reaction, but actually they got a lot of feedback and everybody was very interested and welcomed that somebody was going to do it. So it was a nice feeling to know that everybody welcomed it and was encouraged by it. So and then they've got a point of call as well. If they've got any concerns, they can come round to me and say, oh, could you let the police know, could you mention this, that and the other that we've seen. So, and then there's a lot of children down our street. I've got a son, and especially in the summer, it's, I know who lives where and whose parents are who, and so it's just to make sure that they can be safe playing outside as well, because they all like to play together, and in each other's gardens and down the pavements, and so if it can be a little bit safer for them as well, then that's why I've been more involved in it, really, for the children, really.
So if you didn't have the Neighbourhood Watch in the area, what would you miss, do you think? What would be missing from the community if you didn't have it?
Well, before we did the Neighbourhood Watch, we was doing it anyway, keeping an eye out, but it gives Joan more of a backup from the police, because she knows she can go into them and say, I'm working with the police on this, and it gives her a bit more standing than just a neighbour who's being nosy.
But it also means you've actually got a physical point of contact. I noticed something the other day. Somebody reported something to me the other day about an empty house down our street, and I was able to email them and say, look, this has happened and that's happened, and just want to make you aware of it. These two properties are actually currently standing empty. I don't know whether you knew about that. So, just to let them know that if anything untoward's going on, then that they're aware of that. So it's that point of contact that you've got and that closeness, and then with Chris, he pops around, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah,
Goes
pops
round.
around.
But it's that presence as well, because you've got that presence coming along. Oh yeah, the police are present, they're aware, they're wanting to be more involved with the community, so it's making all the residents feel a bit more safer, because they know that the police are genuinely interested. Well, if you have a neighbourhood coordinator, then you've got a direct contact with somebody in the police service, so that if anything, a lot of people don't want to be ringing up the police with what they think might be a silly thing. So if they can come to you and say, there's something not right about so-and-so's house, or there's something not quite, I'm unsure what's going on down there, if then you can say, oh well, I'll email my contact at the police station, and they'll either look into it or see what's going on. So I think it's good it doesn't waste police time as well. So they're not constantly having to answer phone calls all the time about just little things, but could accentuate to a lot larger things, and they could be stopped at that level, as opposed to getting into any serious things happening.
So this really is about relationship building, isn't it?
Yes,
and connecting
definitely.
things together. It's a
Definitely.
lot more than just looking through the window
Yeah.
and taking notice of what's happening in the street, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think people understand that? Do you think people know
I think
what
they do now. I remember my nana was a neighbourhood watch when it first started years and years ago, and they just thought, oh, she's a nosy neighbour twitching the curtains, But yeah, I mean, people joke about that, but no, I think because of the PCSO position, that is all about community, and that's who you deal with. So it's all about joining in the community and the residents of your area, and looking after your own area, and be responsible for your own area as well.
The PCSOs are a major point of contact, not just with the coordinators, but they also introduce themselves to the local residents. And with the elderly residents, they say afterwards, it's nice, you meet a PCSO, you feel safe, you feel comfortable, you've got someone watching you as a coordinator, you've got a PCSO doing regular visits, making sure everything's all right, or you get like Liz coming round to see them. And it just builds a community up. All the neighbours are starting to watch out for each other now, where it was at one point would be just us. Now we watch out for each other, and we share lots of information, and it has built the community up a lot more.